Hi, I'm John, and welcome to Edgetone Studios. If you've been following my channel, and even if you haven't, I built a studio in the beautiful Cowichan Valley on Vancouver Island in British Columbia, Canada. And I built this studio at the start of the pandemic and opened it while we were still mid-pandemic. And one of my plans with the studio was to build a community of musicians in the valley that I could work with to make great music, because I like music. I want to make music. I like gear. I buy gear. I fiddle with audio. I record stuff. And I've made an album with my daughter in our band Waveform Mountain that formed accidentally also during the pandemic. And I want to talk about an online resource that I've come across that I think would be really helpful for any of you working in and around the music industry. So let's get to it. Okay, so at the start of 2022, when Candace approached me with the idea that we could collaborate and write some songs for fun as a way for me to start using the space while the pandemic was still raging. I was waiting for my business license. I wanted to start using the studio, and I didn't know really where to start with being creative again. And after she approached me with this idea, we started writing a song a month together, and the music we created, we just loved. We just loved what we were creating, and we thought, oh my God, we have to make an album out of this. So me being me, I decided that what I'm going to have to do is figure out how you properly release an album. So I went out I went online and I purchased Ari Herstand's book, How to Make It in the New Music Business. And I read it end to end, including all the parts about live performance, even though we weren't planning to do live performance since we're a studio band. And that gave me a bit of an idea of how to start. And I kept looking for online resources with more information about what to do, because it was a bit overwhelming, still a bit overwhelming. I've never released a full album before. I've never done a lot of music releases. I've been fiddling in the music industry for years, but it was part-time before. Now it's full-time, and now I'm taking it quite seriously. And while I was looking, I came across something called Indie Week. Now, Indie Week is, as far as I understand, it's an online series of weekly presentations and information sessions on the music industry and how independent artists can make it in the music industry. And I happened to stumble across that late spring of 2023 and find out that they had just created an online community platform called DIT Community. So DIT stands for Do It Together. And the idea behind this community or this platform is that it's the people behind the music that makes the music happen. It's the people who book the shows that make the music happen. It's the people writing the songs. It's the people doing the recording. It's the lawyers helping with legal issues around song copyright. It's all the people in the industry. It's the videographers who are helping make music videos. It's the accountants doing the accounting for musicians. It's individual people who are working in an industry that is hard to work in. It's hard to make a living in the music industry. Now, I'm very fortunate to be retired from a day job, living on a pension, and get to run a studio and do it however I want. But that's not the case for everyone. However, I'm really excited about our album, and I really wanted to do the best job I could at releasing it. And it's coming out soon, and a lot of the information and the progress I've made on putting it together has come from this DIT community. So really, that's what I wanted to talk about, is this idea that if you're watching my channel, you are probably interested in music at some level. You may be an engineer because you're watching studio channels. You may just be into synthesizers. You may be a musician. You may be a videographer. I don't know. But somehow you stumbled across my channel. You've been watching it. And I want to share this with you because this community is quite unique. It's Canadian started. And it is basically a social platform for sharing information, but really a social platform for connecting with people. So I've been on there since the spring. I've been attending as frequently as possible, jumping on when I can to watch videos. And the main host is Daryl Hers from CD Baby and Indie Week. And he is a great presenter and does a really good job of getting information across. And he works with others to do that and interviews people and brings content to the site, which adds value. There's also a huge sort of resource section on the site, including things like legal issues around music, or how to industry highlights or industry insights into how to promote your music, the roles of a publisher, starting a festival, what it's like to be an audience member, choosing venues and production, and then music distribution and information on copyright and what's the difference between your mechanical royalties and your publishing royalties. What do those things mean? How do you collect them? What is sync licensing? Where else can you make money? And my thought was, okay, I've got over 1,000 subscribers now, and it's partly because of the community of people I know who help promote me and get my YouTube channel to the monetization stage. And I thought this community is super cool. First of all, it's still pretty small, so it's a great time to be joining into it. When you join onto anything like TikTok or Facebook, you're joining on with millions and maybe billions of people around the world and trying to connect. When you're joining onto a DIT community right now, they're just under 2,000 users, about 1,700, and they're doing a push to try and get to 2,000. So I'm not working with them, for them. I'm not sponsored by them. I simply thought this is a great resource, and part of what I want to do is build community. So to me, pushing this out there and getting the information to people who could join on and share their talents and share their experiences and make connections with people who you might work with to create and promote and release and play music. And that's what this is all about, right? I've been primarily focusing on my channel on talking about gear and what I've been doing, but that's mainly because that's the bulk of what I've been doing other than working on our album. And I didn't want to give away too much insight on the album because I want that to be part of the release process. So I've got a link in the description for this video to join the DIT community. It's a link created for my login. I don't think that gives me any perks other than it shows if you click that link to join, it indicates that you were referred by me. But if you want to find it without looking at the description because you're lazy, you can type DITCommunity.com in your browser and get there. And you join up, you create a profile like most social sites, you put down what you're interested in, you put down your areas of expertise, you can have a description and a profile and a picture of yourself, and then you start sharing and chatting. You share your content if you're producing content, you share your services that are available if you're looking to collaborate with people. For me, what I'd like to do is if you're a viewer from the Cowichan Valley or Victoria or Nanaimo or anywhere on the island, I want to see a community of people on the island connected for promoting music in whatever forms, making music videos, doing shows, recording. I have a studio here, so what I can contribute the recording side, I can contribute some of the video side, but ideally I would collaborate with a videographer who's a bit better at the video production side of things for live streaming, for example. That's what I'd love to do. Bring some bands in and do some live streams, put you on my channel and get some promotion for you that way. Mention me on your channel if you have one and get some promotion for me. But to start with, jumping on this DIT community, and maybe we can look at the idea of carving out regional resources for the community. I mean, you can do that somewhat by looking for members near you, but currently there's members on here from around the world. This is not a Canadian-only site, and it's primarily, because of the population balance in Canada, is primarily focused with a lot of artists in Toronto and the eastern part of Canada, with some here on the West Coast. But I want to see the West Coast side of it grow. As a matter of fact, I'd like to see us show them how to do a great job of building community by building community in the community as well. So online community is a great way to connect in the first place, but building community in person is where you really get to know people. I mean, meet people in person. And it's harder to travel from the island. We are a community living up and down this island. So that's my pitch for today is go check out DIT Community. See if it looks like something you want to join, or join it. Don't like it, I guess you can always leave or just let it lie dormant. But join in, share your stuff. Let's connect. If you're from the valley, from the island, reach out. Let's start putting something together and making community happen, because when you collaborate and do things together, you're going to get a lot more results than when you're doing all your work, all yourself, on your own, and burning out on it. So that's my pitch. Thanks for watching my channel today. It was a very straightforward video today. Talk to you soon. Bye.